When does helping turn into interfering? And when does doing something actually come from a place of trying to control or thinking that we know best? These questions came to me the other day when I was sitting here in my sunroom. I was reading, but I looked out the window and I saw a blue tit at the bird box that we have on one of the trees in our garden. And I've seen the blue tits fluttering around there a lot, but this time was different. Instead of just sitting there on the perch looking around, the blue tit was going in and out of the bird box and appeared to be clearing it out. And I found myself thinking, oh, I wonder if I should have done that. Maybe I should go and help it. Maybe there's something I can do that will help them to do it faster and it'll make it easier for them. And the absurdity of it hit me. Who did I think I was to help these creatures who have a natural instinct to nest? Who did I think I was to make it somehow better for them or quicker for them? That's the human thinking mind trying to do the right thing, but actually just interfering in the natural flow. And it got me thinking about, where else in my life do I interfere when I'm really trying to help? Or where else do I try and over control things that are naturally going to unfold in their own way? I know in my work as a coach that the best thing I can do for my clients is to enable them to find answers for themselves, to trust their own inner wisdom. And anytime I interfere with helpful suggestions or advice, it may in the short term feel helpful, but actually longer term doesn't help them get to what's ultimately the best place for them. And I can see in so many other places in my life where I interfere or could interfere and actually get in the way of what the best possible outcome is. So when my niece asked me to help her choose her GCSE subjects, there was part of me, like probably most of the adults in her life, thinking, well, I could give her my opinion, but I chose not to interfere. I chose to ask some questions so that she could think it through for herself and ultimately come up with her own decision. Or my much younger niece, when she gets bored and goes, what shall I do now? There's a situation where I could interfere and give her some ideas, or I could allow her to find her own natural creativity. I know that I interfere in my own life as well when I overplan. And if you've watched my videos before, you know it's something I'm really good at. So when I overplan and I try and contingency plan, I'm really just trying to control. And if I trusted that I'd be able to respond to whatever happens, I'd do just enough planning. The other thing where I get in my own way, and perhaps in the way of my husband, is with my necessity to tidy and to clean things up and put things away. And you know, sometimes that just becomes frustrating because the thing that I've tidied away, I need very shortly after. So maybe you can think of times when you interfere in your own or other people's experience. And I guess the invitation is to step out of that, to see it for what it is. And there's an author called Timothy Galway who's a coach, and he's written a book called The Inner Game of Tennis, and he describes it beautifully. He says that performance equals potential minus interference. So performance equals potential minus interference. And so it strikes me that we can help ourselves and others, including the blue tits in the garden, to perform at their fullest potential without interfering. And it doesn't mean never doing anything. Okay, that's really important. It doesn't mean never helping. It doesn't mean never planning or tidying away. But it's about the right response at the right time. And that was the thing that struck me with the blue tits clearing out the bird box. The time to help them would have been in the winter time when they weren't using it. I could have gone and cleared it out and made it nice for them. But interfering now when they're trying to nest, not going to have a good outcome. So, yeah. Where do you interfere in your own experience or other people's experience? And where could you maybe step back and maybe just to give a bit more space to say, what's the right response in this situation? And can we let things unfold a bit more naturally in their own way? I wonder what's possible then for us and for others around us.